Welcome to the RevEngine Podcast, where we help B2B CEOs and revenue leaders get clarity on how to align sales and marketing, build a high-performing revenue engine, and accelerate revenue growth for their organizations. I'm your host, Jeff Davis, author of award-winning book Create Togetherness and founder of RevEngine. Hey everybody, it is Jeff Davis, and I am excited to announce, also proud to announce, the launch of our new platform, our new podcast, the RevEngine Podcast. As I always do, and I did with my previous podcast, the alignmentpodcast.com, I like to take some time in the beginning just to give listeners an idea of why I created the podcast, what are our goals with the podcast, who we're going to be speaking to, because I think it is nice for you to have an idea of what's to come and to self-select and make sure that this platform, this podcast is a fit for you. And so really at the end of the day, I created this platform for B2B CEOs and revenue leaders that are looking to align sales and marketing, transform their revenue engine, and accelerate revenue growth. We all know that B2B right now is challenging. It's getting more complex. It's getting tougher to get in front of the modern buyer. And so what I wanted to do is really have deep conversations across different functions to understand how to really transform the revenue engine. And so really the inspiration and motivation behind the podcast is my book, Create Togetherness, that I wrote in 2019. It started a great conversation that I want to continue because most organizations are still continuing to struggle with aligning sales and marketing. And so what I wanted to do is be able to kind of pick some of the themes out of the book and do deeper dives to help you, the listener, the revenue leader, really think through how you implement this into your organization. How do you assess where you are today and where you need to be? And so that is my intent behind developing this platform. For those that don't know, I actually started my career, I trained engineer in undergrad, but started my career in sales many, many moons ago in healthcare sales, and something shifted in the marketplace where regulatory changed and a lot of things that I did that made me successful as a salesperson. So mind you, it was top 5% of the sales force. It won multiple awards, was doing very well. All of those things kind of changed. So the strategies and the tactics I used to be successful seemingly changed overnight. And I really struggled. I just did more. As a junior salesperson, I thought doing more would alleviate and fix the fact that I wasn't hitting quota. And so what I found after a couple of quarters of doing more, I was exhausted, but my numbers hadn't really moved. And in some cases, my ability to achieve goal was actually diminishing over time. My market share was diminishing over time. I literally was like the rep in the parking lot, like stalking physicians and please talk to me and popping out of the elevator. And I found that it just wasn't working and something had to change. And so serendipitously, I had a conversation with our marketing director at the time who was rolling out this new kind of segment-based approach to talking to the field or talking with our customers, and was implementing it into the field and was really, really helpful in us having differentiated conversations. And that is when the light went off in my head that I said, oh, marketing can actually be a great ally in helping me craft the way that I engage and approach my different customers, and even within the customer, the different types of persona. And so that was the first time that I understood how marketing could benefit me as a salesperson, as someone boots on the ground. To be honest with you, and I'm a marketer now and have my MBA in marketing, I just thought they were high paid folks from corporate that were in the ivory tower that set strategy. And if it worked, great, they got praise for it. And if it didn't work, it was the salespeople's fault. So I no longer believe that to be true. And it really motivated me to transition my career into marketing because I wanted to selfishly advocate for salespeople. And so when I got into the marketing team and the brand team and really got into the trenches with marketing folks at corporate, I realized it wasn't that marketers were inherently bad, that they were trying to make salespeople's life miserable, that they didn't care. Actually, none of those things were true. I know some sales folks might still be like, no, Jeff Davis, I think it's true. It actually is not. What I did fundamentally find is that a lot of marketers didn't understand what salespeople needed. They didn't understand what salespeople did. They didn't have the perspective of actually being in the field or being on the phone, just talking to customers. And I think that's really what started my journey to committing my work to helping these two parts of the organization come together in a strategic way that will benefit both of them. Because what I do truly believe is that when sales and marketing are on the same page, they are aligned, they're integrated, they're working together, they are able to achieve in either one of their functions more than they would ever do themselves. So that's why I wrote the book. That's why we have the podcast. And so I'm hoping that through having these conversations from, different functional leaders in sales, marketing, sales enablement, CEOs, general managers, all across the board, all focused on how you can align sales and marketing and transform your revenue engine, I think that we can really come to some really meaningful insights for you, actionable insights for you that you may otherwise not get access to if you're not stepping outside of your functions. I think when you have a conversation about this with the CFO, with a sales leader, with a marketing leader, you just get different perspectives, and you learn things that you never thought you would, and you get a perspective that you didn't have before. And I've been blessed by having so many of these conversations with different functional leaders to just have gained a sense of wisdom and insights that I don't think I would have gained if I had stayed in sales or I had stayed in marketing and not really ventured out to do different things. So I hope that inspires you. I hope that gets you excited. My intent is to get you in front of the people that are going to help you do things differently and do things better. And so with that said, I'm open to and ask for feedback. Listeners, please reach out to me via email. Reach out to the website. Let us know what's working, what's not working. What have we not talked about that you need? Are there guests that you want on the show? We really, really do want that feedback. This is not just a forum or a platform for me to get up here and be a host and talk about, the Jeff Davis Show. It is really about creating something meaningful for folks that are doing this every day. And so again, I hope that the way that we are structuring this particular platform is going to help you. With that said, the format we've kind of chosen. So we have what we've developed a thing called the 6 pillars of a high-performing revenue engine. So that's going to be culture, strategy, structure, process, communication, and tech. So again, that is culture, strategy, structure, process, communication, tech. So those 6 categories will be the ones that we'll try to organize all of our conversations around so that we can have a cohesive kind of conversation. So it will serve 2 purposes. It will allow you to kind of assess kind of how you're performing in each one of these areas, which again, as we look across all organizations, all industries, a lot of the research, we're finding that these 6 fundamental areas or disciplines or themes are what make a powerful and high performing revenue engine. So you'll be able to assess kind of where you are. And then secondly, if there's an area where you have weakness or you're looking to strengthen, we'll hopefully be able to help you navigate to those conversations a little bit easier and get the insights you need versus having kind of random conversations. So that's our hope. Again, we're all focused on trying to get you to the insights you need as quickly as possible in a structured way that actually helps you move the needle. Again, assess where you guys are, really evaluate what needs to happen, and then hopefully gain some insights from the show. So that was a long way of saying I'm excited about this platform. I hope it's going to help a ton of people. We are open to feedback, and I really do truly mean that. I want my audience to craft this platform. I want my listeners, the CEOs, revenue leaders, sales leaders, marketing leaders to tell us what it is that you need, and we will deliver on that one versus just kind of having conversations that we want to have. Again, we thank you for being a part of this journey. I'm excited to build out this platform and create other avenues, whether it be a blog, a newsletter, events, whatever. Again, we're listening to you. And so whatever is the best way to deliver that to you, that's what I want to do. So again, I encourage you, reach out. Website, my email is jeff@joinrevengine.com. You can, of course, find me on LinkedIn, Jeff Davis, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. And we'll put all that information in the show notes. So with all that said, I'm excited about this. We have some awesome guests, to be honest with you. I am so humbled and so grateful that these people have agreed to jump on the podcast with me and share their insights, because these are busy people that are doing big things and great things. So I think it is a testament to the challenge that comes with aligning sales and marketing and really building a high performing revenue engine. So with all that said, excited to have you join us on this journey. Thanks for listening to the RevEngine Podcast. I hope today's episode provided you with some actionable insights that will help you begin the process of transforming your organization to a high-performing revenue engine. If you found today's episode valuable, we ask that you support the show's growth in 3 ways. First, share the episode with your friends and colleagues. Second, follow me on social media at MeetJeffDavis on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. And finally, give us feedback on who you'd like to see on the show next. That's all for this episode. We look forward to having you join us next time, where we continue the conversation on how to build a high-performing revenue engine.